standard coming out. Right now, our industry can do 100 megabit services with a cable modem, and in 2015, we will be deploying a technology called DOCSIS 3.1, and that technology will enable a gigabit service instead of the 100 megabit service. So in the denser operations, as the usage keeps growing and growing and growing, we're hedging our infrastructure to be able to do that. And no, it's not done fiber to the home. It's done with fiber supporting coax. But so that's coming. So technology is changing as fast as we're having these conversations. And it's, you know, as we fulfill the needs, more needs come out there. But everybody has a little bit different perception of some of these, what the meetings are. You'll get some people that have services and they think that these conversations are, instead of having $40 internet, they should have $20 internet. You know, I mean, what's expensive and what's not. So there's a certain amount of people that think that they should have it for a lot less money than what they're currently, and they might have the advanced services. So you have to sometimes juggle that. But the other aspect, in reference to Tom, we do provide services, I mean, outside of our franchise area at a request by basis. So if somebody comes and asks, we will provide a service, but it's amazing. You know, somebody might spend $20,000 to pave their driveway because they don't want to have gravel. But then, I mean, yeah, the $10,000 a mile or per customer cost that's not an unreasonable number. But then you provide somebody an option of paying $4,000 or $5,000 over and above what our minimum contribution would be, and they think, are you crazy? So I mean, there's a lot of, but yet they want the government to do that. So people have to, it almost gets to the point where people have to get a higher need or a higher desire before they start realizing, hey, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. It's either going to be an added taxes or so I mean, we're getting there. The technology's keeping on changing every year. That area on the maps gets smaller and smaller, but it's not happening fast enough for anybody, including us. But and in our companies, not any, unlike Frontier or CenturyLink, we can't keep up. But the capital's just not enough there to keep up with the demand. We could deploy a lot more broadband if funds were unlimited. We have a lot of communities that we haven't even been able to find an economic model to provide fiber to that service to do that. So in southern Minnesota, so there's
well, Diane and Bill are going to shudder on this one, but my disclaimer is I'm not a socialist or a communist, but broadband is not taxed. And I don't know if you use the word tax or fee or whatever it is, but on the bottom of your phone bill you get a universal service charge, and in fact buried in your bill is a bunch of other charges which then got redirected and which through the back door funded small high-cost areas. We didn't know this. The people in International Falls phone bill is being subsidized by the people in Minneapolis. It's just the way it works. And my best analogy to it is, and this is the thing, everyone got here and you filled up with gasoline. Did you pull up to the gas pump and look at how much federal and state tax was on your gallon? Do you suppose that people in New Jersey's federal income or federal gas tax plows the roads up in North Dakota and puts the fences up and mows the grass and puts the stripes and pays for your state highway patrol and all that stuff? The interstate highway system is funded by state and, I shouldn't say the interstates, but the federal highway, the backbone, is a usage-based tax. And I think the meter on the side of your house for your gas and your electricity and your water all have fees associated with, which get redirected. And if you think the city can put water to everybody's houses at the same price, you're crazy, or gas. All of those are levelized. And right now, broadband is not taxed, and we've got the big debate going on as to whether or not broadband-based commerce should be taxed, or state income, or state sales tax, but there's no usage was declared outside the FCC's jurisdiction to tax broadband on the usage. So if we had a tenth of a cent per megabit, up, down, time of day, whatever, it would create a fund, either state-wise or federal-wise, to offset high-cost areas. And that's what was done for 60 years in the phone business. And it's how everybody built their networks, and including the electrical. Electric, the same thing, right? You're hanging a meter 15 miles out of town. That's not a cheap meter.
No.
They're paying the same kilowatt hour as everybody else.
Right.
So it's just different. And I mean, this kind of goes back to judgments that were made 10 years ago that changed how this all works.
Well, in schools, we are